Hello friends, hope you are doing well. In the last video, we have seen the adjustments of the theodolite, and in this video, we are going to see the trigonometric leveling, and before that we will see how to measure the horizontal angles in the field. So let us start that. So first, to measure the horizontal angles, there are two methods. First one is the method of repetition and second one is the method of reiteration. Now from a given point, if you have to measure only one angle, if you have to measure only one angle in the field, then we use the method of repetition. And when we have to measure multiple angles at a station, then we use the method of reiteration. So let us see the method of repetition first. Okay, so as I told, it is used to only to measure only one angle. So now suppose there are 2 points in the field A and B. An instrument is located at station O, suppose like this. Then if you want to measure the angle at station O, then we use the method of repetition. So in the method of repetition, what we do is an angle is measured multiple number of times. Okay, suppose whatever this angle is there, that is measured multiple number of times, and you will consider the average of the angle as angle at the station. Okay, suppose you have taken 10 measurements. First time you will get the measurement of 6 degrees. The second time you will get the measurement of 6 degrees 20 minutes. Next time you may get like 6 degrees 15 minutes. Like that you will get n number of measurements. And if you take the average of all these n number of measurements, then you will get the angle at the station. Okay, now in the method of repetition, we will take each reading two times. Okay, one is in the face left condition, another one is in the face right condition. So we measure the angle both in the face left and face right condition, and we will take the average of them. Okay, now in the starting of the theodolite, I told that the least count of the vernier theodolite is 20 seconds. Okay, least count of the vernier theodolite is how much? 20 seconds. So now if you are doing a measurement n number of times, then what will be the accuracy? 20 seconds by n. Okay, now in each for each object you are doing both face left and face right observation. So accuracy of the measurement will be 20 seconds by 2 into n. Suppose in each face observation, like in face left observation you are taking 5 readings, in face right observation you are taking 5 readings. So n value will be taken as 5 here. So 20 seconds by 2 into 10. So what will be the value? 2 seconds. So that will be the accuracy of the measurement. So remember this point, in method of repetition, accuracy of the measurement increases, and what will be the accuracy of the measurement is 20 seconds by 2n. That's the thing. Okay, then there are some errors eliminated in the method of repetition. In that, first one is error due to the eccentricity of vernier. So as I told in the starting videos, in the parts of the theodolite consists of two verniers, vernier A and vernier B. So now what we do is, each time we will take both vernier A and vernier B readings. So taking these two vernier readings eliminate the error due to the eccentricity. And we will take both face left and face right observation. Okay, we will take both face left and face right observation. So that will eliminate the collimation error. So taking both vernier readings eliminates the error due to the eccentricity, and taking both face left and face right observation, that will eliminate the collimation error. So along with that, there are two other errors eliminated. One is the error due to the incorrect graduations. So here in the theodolite, if this is the graduation circle, what we do is, first we will, we are doing the method of repetition here. So first we will cite this point, then we will cite to this point. So first we will take the reading in this direction, then we will take the reading in the opposite direction. That means again we will turn the instrument towards this station and we will take the reading. So because of taking reading in both direction, error due to incorrect graduations will be eliminated. Okay, along with that, error due to incorrect bisection will be also eliminated. So remember that in method of repetition, totally 4 types of errors are eliminated. There, first one is error due to the eccentricity of the vernier, and second one is collimation error, third one is the error due to incorrect graduation, and fourth one is the error due to incorrect bisection. Now the error which is not able to eliminate in the method of repetition is slip error. Okay, slip error will not be eliminated in the method of repetition. Okay, then see the second method of reiteration. This method of reiteration is also called as a direction method or method of series. Very, very important question. Method of reiteration is also called as a direction method or method of series. So this method we use when we have to measure several angles. Okay, suppose here we have placed the instrument and here there are number of stations like this. Okay, now if you want to measure all these angles, if you want to measure all these angles, then which method we use? That is the method of reiteration or method of series. Okay, so now in this method, the errors eliminated are error due to the eccentricity of vernier and collimation error and slip error. So remember this point, slip error is eliminated in which method? Method of reiteration. Okay, that's the thing. The next one is trigonometric leveling. What is trigonometric leveling is? It is the process of determining the difference between the elevations of station by observed vertical angles. Suppose if you take the direct leveling, what we do is we will place the instrument in between the stations and we will take the staff readings. Then the difference between the staff reading gives us the difference between the elevation. That is what we do in the direct leveling. But in this trigonometric leveling, what we do is we will not use the staff here. Okay, we will not use the staff here. So staff is not required in the trigonometric level. Instead, what we do is we will keep the theodolite here, and using the theodolite you can measure the vertical angle. So by measuring vertical angles, you will determine the elevation of the point, and that kind of leveling is called as trigonometric leveling. So remember that in trigonometric leveling, instrument used is only the theodolite and we need not use the staff. And how to measure the difference between the elevation? That is by measuring the vertical angles. So first case is when base of the station is accessible. So here this is the base of the station. Okay, and we need to determine the elevation of this point. Suppose we want to determine the elevation of Q and base of the station is accessible. So then you need to know, you can measure the distance between the station and instrument because the base of the station is accessible. You can measure this distance. So what is this distance here? D is the distance. Okay, then after measuring this distance, so you have to measure the vertical angle towards the station Q. And what is that vertical angle here? Alpha. Okay, so alpha is the vertical angle you are measuring and D is the distance between station and the instrument. So in this case, what we have to do is, first we need to take the staff reading on the benchmark. So only on the benchmark you need to take the staff reading. Okay, so once if you take the staff reading on the benchmark, what you can determine is, you can determine the height of the instrument. So what is height of instrument here? Height of instrument equal to RL of benchmark plus S. Then to that value, if you add this height H, you will get the RL of point Q or not? S. So what will be the RL of point Q? RL of point Q equal to height of the instrument plus H. But can you measure this H value in the field? Not possible. So for that purpose, what we have to do is, you have to use some trigonometric calculations. Now, if you take this tan alpha, what will be tan alpha equal to? Tan alpha equal to H by D. Tan alpha equal to H by D. So what is H here? H equal to D tan alpha. So already you have measured this alpha in the field and this D in the field. Then you will get the H here. That H if you substitute, you will get the RL of the point Q. This concept is very, very important for the gate point of view. So what will be the RL of the point Q here? Height of the instrument plus this height H. So what will be this height H? That is equal to D tan alpha. So like this you can determine the RL of the point Q. So what will be RL of point Q? If the base of the station is accessible, height of the instrument plus D tan alpha. Okay, that's the thing. Then second case, when base of the station is inaccessible and height of instrument is same at both instrument position. So okay, now whatever this base of the station is there, that is inaccessible. Okay, but in this case what we have to do is, we have to set up the instrument at two stations like this. Okay, we have to set up the instrument at two stations like this. And after setting up the instrument at two stations, whatever the height of the instrument of both positions is there, that must be same. So now in this case, we cannot measure the distance between station and instrument like this. We cannot measure the distance between station and instrument. But what we can measure is we can measure the distance between both the instrument position. So what is that distance? That distance is small b. And once if you know the small b and if you have measured the angles towards the top of the station Q, they are alpha 1 and alpha 2, then you can calculate this d here. So what is this d is d equal to b into tan alpha 2 divided by tan alpha 1 minus tan alpha 2. So using this formula you can calculate the d. So once if you calculate the d, then what will be the RL of the Q here? RL of Q equal to HI plus d tan alpha. So substitute, d tan alpha 1. So if you substitute this d value here, then again you will get the RL of the Q. Okay, so this case is also somewhat important, but it's not important for exams where the calculator is not allowed. Then next one is case 3, when base of the station is inaccessible. So here again the base of the station is inaccessible, but the height of instrument is different at both instrument position. So here the height of instrument is different and here the height of the instrument is different. So in this case, if you want to determine the elevation of the point, first again you have to calculate the d value. So what is this d value? Will be s plus b tan alpha 2 divided by tan alpha 1 minus tan alpha 2. Okay, so if you compare this previous one and this one, what we have to do is additionally we have to add s plus this s value here. So what is s is, that is the difference between backside taken from both instrument position. So from here you are taking the staff reading and from here you are taking the staff reading. So this difference between the staff reading, that is called as s. So this to this b tan alpha 2 value, if you add the s value, then you will get the d value. So once if you get the d value, again the same procedure, you have to determine the RL of the Q in the same manner. So like this we will determine the elevations in the trigonometric leveling. So that's it about the trigonometric leveling, and in the next video we are going to see the tachyometry again, which is very important topic. So if you like this video, please share it to your friends and please subscribe to our YouTube and Telegram channels. Thank you.